So natural law says, and this isn't dogma, okay, this is obvious, this is common sense. Natural law says that there is an opposite to everything. We live in a dualistic world. There is always going to be an opposite. Now, something that has really helped me move out of a state and an addiction to unworthiness, an addiction to struggling, and which all revolves around feeling unworthy. What's helped me move out of that is realizing and coming to an understanding of natural law just in all its entirety, and being able to see it outside of me, being able to understand it, and then applying that to how I feel and what my focus is on, what my attention has been on majority of my life. So when I came to this conclusion, and it's like, like it's obvious that the opposite of unworthiness is worthiness, right? But it never occurred, what it felt like was that the unworthiness wasn't actually separate from me. I couldn't identify that I was in an unworthiness state. It had become me. Like it was my identity. It was a part of me. And what you don't realize is that, that you can change, and it can be a more of a flow. Any addiction, okay, and this addiction goes beyond substance abuse, goes beyond the typical addictions that we hear of, but there is an addiction to, like, codependency is an addiction, unworthiness is an addiction, and it's doing something at the expense of yourself, right? It's doing something over and over and over and over and over again at the expense of yourself, whether it's your health, whether it's your happiness. It applies in all areas of life, because life and natural law is the same. Like, there is always an opposite. So when I came into understanding this, and just really coming to this point where I was like realizing that I have been addicted to unworthiness. In fact, I built my identity around being an unworthy person, based on trauma, based on my childhood, based on a lot of other things. I realized I could change that, because if there was unworthiness and I was feeling that, then there sure as hell is worthiness. And it wasn't necessarily having to practice worthiness, because whenever I practiced it, it felt fake. I didn't even know what it felt like, and I was trying to be it, so I was forcing it. But the truth is, unworthiness it's a state that's already within you. You just have to find it. You have to find it and connect with it and realize that is you as well. And so as you become consciously aware, and your consciousness grows to understand this, you're almost returning back to a state that you already know. It's already within your DNA, it's already within you. You don't need to try to do anything externally to gain that, to become it. You just need to choose it. So over time, you do begin to choose it more. You start to disidentify with unworthiness, and you start to actually be able to see it. You're not attached to it. You're able to become aware of it, especially in the way you feel. Our feelings are here for a reason. They hold a very important purpose to help us identify what we are attached to, what we are identifying ourselves with, and then in turn do choosing, because we become conscious, we can then choose whether we want to stay unworthy or be worthy. So I like to pick apart a lot of these topics that the personal development world, the manifestation industry love to talk about, and where a lot of it is to force yourself into a state rather than almost like welcoming that state back home, like turning it back on inside you. Because we have all states inside us. You can call them the archetypes, the personality, ego archetypes. But all these energies exist, and there is always an opposite to an energy that, I guess, in order to feel whole and complete, we need to know the spectrum, okay? So another thing that's been helping me move into a space where I'm able to manifest the things I want effortlessly is to realize and believe that there is a way that is effortless, because we are, and I say this all the time, we are manifesting right now. Right this moment, we're manifesting. A lot of us aren't conscious of what we're manifesting, and therefore we kind of repeat patterns, and we have undesirable experiences, we have traumatic experiences, and they're all there to teach us, not a lesson, but to teach us something about ourselves. But if we keep experiencing them, then the truth is we're totally unconscious to why it is that these experiences keep happening. And therefore there has to be, the reason in that has to be us. It has to point back to the eye of the beholder, right? So with that in mind, it's really important to know that next time you find yourself resisting a certain way forward because you want to do it, and there's a part of you saying, no, it can't be done, or it can't be like this, know that in that can'tness, there is a canness. If you can't do it, you definitely can do it, okay? So that's where I believe that's where we build belief in realizing and coming to an understanding of natural law and that all things exist. What then are we choosing in that spectrum, or the sway of the pendulum of whatever dualistic perspective we have? There is always an opposite. So in my opinion, you might as well choose the opposite, where you can do something. If it's an effortless manifestation, you can have that, you can do that. What you think is impossible is possible in a specific, in a not a specific way, but in a way where perhaps you can't, you don't know right now. And the journey then, especially being in life, is about creating that and creating that forward, and being that innovative, creative force. Innovation is always going to move us forward. We're always going to have personal bests. We're always going to be beating records. Our potential as human beings is going to evolve and grow the more that we evolve and grow. It's just, there's no other way about it. But that is what I'm going to leave you with today. Thank you for tuning in. If you found anything, any aha moments, let me know in the comments below. And also subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more messages. Have a beautiful day. Bye.